Hello, everyone. It's Jack from Cultaholic, joined by the original team of Ross and Andrew.
Isn't the original team me, you, and Adam?
2019,
baby, where we weren't washed.
As in like, I thought you meant washed as in like...
Yeah, I thought you meant that as well.
Oh, no, we had all the riz and we weren't washed, yeah.
Soz.
Yes, I'm talking like this today because I'm very posh and I have a lot of money in the bank.
That's good.
Yes, money in the bank. It's hot on the heels of Forbidden Door. It feels like we've barely been out of this room. But don't worry, because we've all come in with some really inventive pitches, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking forward to the show?
It's a good card.
Yeah.
There's no sleepers on there, is there? They're all bangers.
All killer, no filler.
Potential.
Andrew, looking forward to it?
I like it because it gives us an insight into the future of what's to come.
Yes.
With the briefcase holders and whatnot. Oh.
Yeet. Well, that's what I think might happen. But this isn't a video about that. This is a video about what we want to happen. We've got 3 pitches each. We're going to go around in a circle. Ross, then Andrew, then myself. 3 times. We'll be left with 9 wonderful pitches. But remember the golden rule. It's not what we think's going to happen.
It's what we want to happen.
I apologize.
It was such a dramatic... I thought you were doing... out of the corner of my eye, I thought you were doing Orton's like... just pose. It's what we want to happen. I hear voices.
I'm not contagious.
You're strung up now, aren't you? What's happening here?
I don't know.
Like Woody.
Delusional.
Toy Story. Ross.
Aye. Raw this week, it closed with Drew McIntyre saying that he is going to win the Money in the Bank contract and walk out with Saturday's show, the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, I don't know about you lads in this room, but this tells me he's going to cash in during the main event during Seth Rollins and Damian Priest after winning the ladder match. It's what I've learned. And Poirot. So the next line I've written down here is, let's cook, kids. So we get to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and Drew has found himself in the enviable situation where the entire field is down and there's a clear pathway between he and the briefcase in the sky.
This is so similar to my point.
And also similar to mine.
Oh! He's climbing the ladder like the king of the castle, wow, you are, because why wouldn't you be a little bit cocky with the situation that's presented itself here? All of a sudden, a human being wearing a hooded hoodie, one of a zipped up nature, enters the ring and stands at the bottom of the ladder looking up at Drew at the top of it. But crucially, we can't see the face of this human because of the hood on the hooded hoodie.
Could be different. Could be different.
Exactly the same.
Could be different.
The same as mine.
All of a sudden, this human starts skipping around the ladder.
I know who it is.
Like a little Teletubby skipping around Teletubby Land during the episode called Skipping, aired on the 24th of August 1999 in the UK and December the 7th, 2000 in the US. Catch up, America. Yeah. After a couple of laps of the ladder, with Drew braced for impact, which is why he hasn't plucked the briefcase during this time, the hooded figure pushes over the ladder, and because it's one of the big ones, Drew, I'm pitching, I'm making him, I'm forcing him to do a bump through some well-placed tables on the floor, and then let's light it up! Starts playing on the speakers in the arena. The hooded figure takes her hood off to reveal AJ Lee, who goes, wow! And then all of a sudden, I can't do it. Anyone whistling here? No.
I can't do it from a
dog whistle.
No.
She's celebrating the ring for doing what she's done to Drew McIntyre, who's had a little run-in with her husband, of course. Larry the dog comes at the call of the whistle, who is allowed to go outside of the ring and on command takes a whiz on a stricken Drew McIntyre because you don't call a precious little face stupid, Drew, you arsehole. Drew is wiped out, which allows somebody else to scale the ladder and become Mr. Money in the Bank, which I'll reveal in my next but also sequential pitch. I've never done a sequential one before.
Oh my God, I don't think they've happened very often, have they?
No, they're not, but AJ Lee comes back and costs Drew. It writes itself. It was the obvious one to go, and I'm privileged. I'm privileged to sit here as the first one every time. Get in there and look like a genius.
It's deviated enough from mine, which mine's one of those ones I do where it goes too long, really, and it's plotted out a path beyond this event. So it's different to mine. Andrew's worried.
Aye. Pretty much. Well, we'll see, won't we?
But for that reason, it's a yes from me.
Well, I guess it's a yes from me, but not because it's similar. Right, my first one.
Do the same one.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much spot on. I feel like
you've not got Larry the dog whizzing on Drew, have you?
Well, I don't have that bit.
Oh,
I
there you
think
go, it's different.
that bit's the cherry on top.
You know what?
That makes
I think
yours a
I've
little
used
bit
this
better.
comparison before, but the Nine Inch Nails released a song once called Hurt.
They did.
And then Johnny Cash released a cover of Hurt.
He did.
And both are excellent.
True.
Is this Johnny Cash's Hurt?
No.
You know your Spotify DJ? I was in the car yesterday. He's like, "Yeah, what's up? It's your
Oh,
guy
yeah, him.
X."
I hate
and he's
him.
like, "Now we've got some chilled vibes. First up is Johnny Cash Hurt. Chilled vibes. I couldn't believe my ears.
Nothing like thinking about getting old and dying to chill you out. Chilled vibes.
Chill vibes. It's your guy X.
to describe it as. Right. Well, we'll see. Well,
on, just
I'll do
pretend
it. Come
pretend
on.
I don't exist.
It never happened. Did that
Come
one right
on.
there, everybody? Guess what? It's completely different.
I'm ready to. I'm primed. I feel like Shawn Michaels against Hulk Hogan. I'm ready to bump all over. Whoa!
Oh my God! All right, I've written. It's here on paper. I'll say it now. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match time. Drew McIntyre is qualified to be a participant in said briefcase bonanza, and my goodness, is he on the warpath to achieve the task he set himself out to do, just to spite one Charles Montgomery Punk. A decent way into the match, we get the obligatory mental high spot that sees everybody down in the ring.
Whoa!
It's literally the same.
No!
It's literally the same.
I said the path was clear. You said everybody's down. It's
Oh,
two different
sorry,
things.
right. There's a mental high spot. Everyone's down in the ring. I even wrote here, which is different because then it can be different. I'll let your imaginations run wild with what that could possibly be, dear viewer and dear people sat here right now. But ultimately, all that matters for this pitch is that one man eventually kips up to his feet, looks up at the briefcase, stares down the camera and smiles. And that man is the Scottish Warrior himself. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right. He's wearing the bracelet that he stole from CM Punk, and McIntyre holds it up to the camera and he says, "Time to watch your wife and dog be by my side as I take back everything you've stolen from me, you daft man."
You could be an anime writer.
I'd like
Like
to write.
the monologuing is spot on. Yeah.
It's to pad out everything else. Drew climbs the ladder with a smirk plastered across his face as not one other soul in the match stirs. He gets to the very top, and before reaching for the briefcase, he looks at the hard cam as he mockingly blows a kiss. That all too familiar kiss. We've all seen the kiss. Nah.
Yeah.
That one, that big one. The crowd are going berserk, and as the camera pans out to reveal a much wider shot, we can see what the source of this madness could very well be. Stood below at the base of the ladder with their back towards the camera is a figure wearing a CM Punk branded hoodie. Whoa! Commentary, the crowd, Canada, even we are going absolutely ballistic. He's here. The second City Saint is here to cost McIntyre once again.
No!
Oh my God. As this is the Money in the Bank ladder match, of course, there's some strategically placed tables
Jesus Christ!
outside the ring that have been left for future spot purposes. With this moment being one of them, so the hooded figure grabs the bottom rung of the ladder and begins to lift it, which sends McIntyre careening towards his doom, scuppering his chances of winning the briefcase and obtaining the goal he sought to accomplish at this PLE. The crowd are ablaze with CM Punk chants, but as we start to settle down from the initial hype of the moment, commentary, the crowd, and we, the very observant wrestling fans, can tell the figure isn't necessarily CM Punk at all.
No.
He does that thing. Michael Cole does that thing that Ross does so well. Who could it be? Asked Michael Cole. The figure.
Oh my!
The figure.
Oh yeah, Michael Cole's always going, "Who could it be?"
All the time. Like Willow, Jeff Hardy, Willow. Have you heard Jeff Hardy sing Joe Hendry's theme song?
Oh, it's my Hall of Fame nomination.
You don't
that's
listen
it.
to the Cultaholic Wrestling
Fantastic.
podcast.
I'm so sorry.
You don't set aside between 4 and 5 hours of your week.
Hendrix.
I believe I'm rising.
There's a longer
So
version,
good.
you know.
Even longer.
There's a longer version.
Really? Is he
still
I saw-
signing a tree?
It's the same scene, but what we saw on the podcast was just the cut down version.
Yeah.
So
Well,
instead if Joe wants to find it.
Does he come out?
well, let me tell you something, all right? We'll get back on track here. The figure, still with their back to the camera, unzips the top and pulls down the hood, only to reveal none other than AJ Lee, everybody!
Whoa!
Are you
Never
not
heard of that
kidding
name.
me?
Having me on
Who
right
is
now.
AJ Lee?
Right,
Who is this
what-
person?
It's CM
Joking.
Punk's wife!
What?
We haven't seen her in the company in forever.
He has a wife.
A wife.
He
And a
lives
dog.
with another human.
It's
He can
crazy.
coexist with somebody else for multiple hours a day.
Mental.
This is so sick.
It's unlike anything you've ever heard before. She soaks up the pot from the crowd. She laughs. She hops. She skips out the ring and takes back the bracelet from the lifeless wrists of Drew McIntyre. Before she does that, she blows the kiss and exits the arena.
You're such a pervert.
I had a feeling that I was going to come up.
Then Jake Cargill comes out and they go,
Sorry?
all right.
What?
What was that you
That
just
was
did?
just licking the
He
hand.
did the Jude Bellingham. It's a private joke
Yeah,
between him and some
yeah,
friends.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
Who would have thunk it, everybody? AJ Lee comes back and she costs Drew McIntyre. I think you're right. I think that's the most thing that lots of people have been thinking about.
Yeah, we might be setting ourselves up for failure in terms of what actually happens on the pay-per-view, but this is what we want to happen, and I would like it to happen as well.
I am giving it a yes as well because I gave Ross's a yes. And
Thank
it's
you.
strikingly, in some ways, strikingly similar.
No dog though, which
dog.
is a big downside to
Not
this
down
one.
enough to. It's still an up for
Oh,
me.
thank
An
you.
up, a yes. I've done it again.
Oh,
Right. Towards the end of the Money in the Bank ladder match, most of the contestants have been taken out with big moves and stuff.
What?
are you crazy?
Christ.
In this kind of match?
LA Knight in particular has taken a sick bump, which Logan Paul will post on social media endlessly in the build to their match at SummerSlam. Only one wrestler remains standing, Drew McIntyre. Drew gets in the ring with a ladder and sets it up, but before he climbs, he looks around. He knows what everyone else is thinking, and he's thinking it too, because he's probably watched this Pitchers video. He's like, I'm ready. He motions towards the entrance. Come on then, punk, get out here then. Nothing happens. While in the background, the medical team are loading LA Knight onto a stretcher and carrying him out of there. But one of the EMTs lags behind the rest and looks at the ring. He slowly pulls off his little medical hat and mask to reveal that, of course, it's CM Punk. I've not gone for AJ Lee, I've gone for CM Punk. This time, though, he isn't mischievous like he was in Scotland. He's vengeful after Drew stole his bracelet and beat him down the other week. Punk slides in behind Drew, but Drew's ready for him and turns. Immediate Claymore kick, but bang! Punk's down. Punk is flat out on the canvas and Drew turns and looks up at the briefcase. But then he looks back at Punk. It's shades of Jeff Hardy in that cage match where he could have won.
Yeah.
But instead he just couldn't. He couldn't help himself. He's modest to the top. He grabs Punk and drags him out of the ring over to the announce table, sets up a ladder and climbs. Back in the ring, the other wrestlers are starting to recover and crawl up onto the apron. Drew looks at them, but then he looks down at Punk and leaps off the ladder. Big leg drop through the table, putting Punk through. I've put someone else wins the briefcase, whatever. That's not the point of the pitch.
Yes.
On the following episode of Raw, Drew rips Adam Pearce's office door off its hinges. Punk interfered in another one of my matches. How can this be fair? Surely now you have to fire him. Pierce says, Drew, you had the match won. Drew says, that's irrelevant. I'm a competitor in the match and I can do whatever I want. You know who shouldn't be able to do whatever the hell he wants? CM Punk. I'm going to the ring and we get one of those lovely Triple H shots of Drew heading all the way through Gorilla, grabbing a mic, and he sits cross-legged on the stage and delivers a pipe bomb of his own, raging at the corrupt nature of WWE, Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis, even Triple H. Not Ava, though, on NXT. She's the best.
She's brilliant.
I've heard she's
Brilliant.
the best.
Yeah.
Drew's promo is interrupted by a commotion high in the stands. It's CM Punk making his way down, and he's here to fight. Referees and road agents keep the brawl apart, and the ringside area gets all stood on, and things get broken. Oh, God. Over the next few weeks, a match is gradually agreed upon to finish things off once and for all. Punk versus Drew at SummerSlam. Loser leaves WWE.
Holy!
What?
The match is won by CM Punk, and a shocked Drew has to leave WWE. Fast forward a few months. This is a long one.
Yeah, I like it.
Comes Survivor Series, though, and things haven't been plain sailing for Punk. This leads to a War Games match to reinstate Drew so it's Team Punk versus Team Anti-Punk. And Team Anti-Punk want Drew reinstated if they win the match, whereas I had to think of a reason for Team Punk to agree to the match. They all get individual title shots if they win.
Oh, wow.
Because Punk's, they've kind of dropped it a little bit since, but when Punk first joined, everyone wasn't trusting him. It was like when Jey Uso went over to Raw, and everyone went, well, you might be good now, but I haven't forgotten what you've done. So, heel and face alignments are slightly thrown aside, like in that Marvel film that everyone proper loved, I think. For example, Owens and Zayn find themselves on opposite teams. So Team Punk is Punk. Sami Zayn, nice lad. Like
Good
CM
lad.
Punk,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Kofi Kingston, his old tag partner. Cody Rhodes, they made friends around WrestleMania. And Pat McAfee, a shameless fanboy for whoever's popular at the time. Team Drew can't include Drew because he's been banned from WWE, but it does include Seth Rollins, hates Punk. Kevin Owens, I remember a backstage thing where he didn't like Punk.
Because he told him to wear not wear a t-shirt.
Yeah. Sheamus loves Drew. Wade Barrett, who will batter McAfee, loves Drew. And ultimately, the man who wins the match for them, a surprise entrant in the form of Ryback. Hates CM Punk.
Hates CM Punk so much.
Drew is back in time for Mania season, setting up a big rematch with Punk at Mania, which Drew should probably win, to be fair.
Damn, you've gone all out.
Oh, yeah, I just kept going.
I like it.
I should have probably learned how to edit it down, really, but I've done it.
Well, taking a page out of my book or novel.
Half a page out of your book.
A chapter.
Oh, it's a yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's different, but it's the same, but it's different.
I think a yes, because it is very different, isn't it? That's not kind of like... That's not what I would have expected for the big War Games men's match at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So I kind of do like that. And you brought Ryback back.
I did bring Ryback back,
which is not a bad thing at all.
Is he still in ridiculous shape? I assume he is.
Oh, of course he is. He's still in his car eating chips and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that done on a bigger stage, like WrestleMania.
Just like a giant...
Just half an hour's Ryback's Burgers reviews at WrestleMania.
It could come out... do you remember when... New Day came out a big box of cereal?
We were there.
It
wasn't the same for us because we saw them walk in the back of it once it had fallen
imagine
over.
if Ryback's just in a big bag of Walkers. Yeah. It'd be delightful.
Ross.
Right. So you remember, Drew McIntyre's been wiped out and pissed on by AJ Lee and Larry the Dog. Jesus Christ. AJ Lee's not pissed on him, just Larry the Dog. And the path is clear.
Squat over him.
He probably would pitch that. And the path is clear for someone else in the ladder match to get the briefcase. Chad Gable is the first one on the scene. But as he starts to climb the ladder, the Wyatt Sixes light thing starts to happen in the arena where they turn off bit by bit by bit. Chad scurries up the ladder, and before the last light goes out, he claims the briefcase.
Yeah,
he's missed the money in the bank because he's a bastard. With the arena plunged into darkness, a mixture of boos happened because Chad has won the contract, but also oohs because the Sixes are coming. I made them sound like a baseball team there, or a cricket team. It's the Wyatt Sixes, away to the beaches. All of a sudden, the lights come back on, and that bloody massive rabbit and his bloody massive mallet are on the other side of the top of the ladder next to Chad. Swing! The massive mallet is used to hit Chad in the head to knock him for a flipping bump off the top of the ladder to the canvas below. Bray's old theme starts playing, the Code Orange one. Oh, yeah. The one that you had before, the last one he had.
The heavy one.
Because the Code Orange did do that one. And they did the one prior to that.
And the Witch and the Pig Boy and the Buzzard all appear around the ring with Unk Howdy himself waltzing down the aisle. Chad Gable is pinned to the mat like the big lad in Gulliver and starts screaming for Otis and the lads from the Alpha Academy to come down and help him. Howdy gets on the mic and says, "You've done it now. You've got to make a big mistake. I've seen Otis. He's seen the light. There's no more of you being a false prophet, belittling your family for your own gain now. You're mine now," says Howdy. Howdy then takes the briefcase with the Witch, the Buzzard, and the Pig Boy holding down Chad still. The Rabbit goes up for a big swing of his mallet, like he's at the fun fair with the big mallet and the bell thingy. And as he swings down towards Chad's head, the lights go out. We hear a... Oh. But you kind of show that on, the kids are watching, so the lights have gone out, but we know what's happened. The lights come back up, there's a pool of blood on the mat, and a lifeless Chad is being dragged away by the Wyatt Six with Howdy looking at the briefcase in his hands. End of scene. What? Then I'm pitching this kicks off a year-long storyline with Chad being held captive by the Wyatt Six for his sins, but with people thinking, we're being led to believe, that Howdy now has the briefcase and he's going to cash it in for himself, but he doesn't, because that would be very stupid. He just wants to mold Chad Gable into his image before an improved Chad cashes the thing in at the last minute. I'm thinking about Daniel Bryan, but going fully hog without Daniel Bryan turning on the Wyatts back in the day. It's a bit different. I'm expecting 2 no's, but it's what I want to happen.
I'm conflicted. I'm in the middle because I do like it on one hand, but on the other hand, the Bryan, obviously, back at the Bryan thing, Bryan was the face. In this instance, they've kidnapped a heel.
And they're going to make him good.
And their faces. Right.
Oh, I quite like that. Yeah. I like the difference there, because I guess maybe necessarily you kind of think like, oh, well, if they're going to mold him, then he's going to be some like weird, crazy guy who's going to go mental and be heel and destroy everybody and whatever. But I quite like the idea of them turning him good, like into the proper family man that he should be.
Yes, suit and everything.
We can give him one of
those
sweater.
jumpers without the sleeves. Yeah.
I quite like it.
Not that
far.
Not that nerdy. But I'm thinking about a year-long storyline here with like at the last minute, Howdy going, yes, you go now, son. You have done well here. Yeah. So you still get 6 to 8 months more of Chad being a very good dick, because he is a very good dick.
Yeah, very good dick.
It's a great dick. He's a great, yeah. It's good. I like it. It's a yes from me. Everyone just went quiet when it's a great dick.
You always take things into the gutter, don't you?
I do.
Unfortunately, it's a no from me.
Oh,
it's not entirely your fault.
I kind of believe it.
I'm still on board with the Wyatt Six stuff, but when it was Chad who they've gone after, I'm like a bit conflicted because I really like the Chad Creeds. I like the direction Chad was going in without this storyline, but I tried to think there of who else would have been a better like first feud for the Wyatts, and I couldn't think of one, so it's hard.
I can't think of one either.
And the reason that people are theorizing that they've gone after Chad because he's mistreated his family, and that makes total sense.
He said that on Raw this week.
Oh, right, yes.
Bo and Howdy.
Yes.
That could. Will that be it? Do you think like eventually Chad will obviously get the Creeds in as sort of his muscle to protect him, and then maybe down the line with the Howdy stuff, we do finally get back round to Alpha Academy getting back together.
Maybe.
It's
a massive Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Double the size.
We could do, yeah. Why not?
I don't know how it ends.
Maybe in learning how to be a real good guy and treat his stable well. That's how he finds the Creeds. I don't know. Maybe it won't be
so many questions. Tune in next week to find out.
Andrew.
Yes.
Come on now.
Number two. So during the pre-show, we get a very brief segment between Cody, Randy, and Kevin as they cross paths with main event Jey Uso, right? Jey says that he knows the numbers advantage is against them tonight, and even though they've had their differences, in the end, what they did to the wise man Paul Heyman last week was wrong. That new bloodline, naughty. So briefcase or no briefcase, if they need help, he's going to have the baby faces back, all right? So we cut to the match, and there's clearly a very glaring omission in regards to the Bloodline 2.0 as the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, is absent from the side of his tribal chief. The wariness of the baby faces sets in. They've been in this Bloodline-flavoured scenario multiple times before. Where could Jacob possibly be lying in wait to take advantage and blindside the opposing trio? Solo shows them that Jacob has business to attend to, all right? So therefore, they should focus solely on the members in the ring right now. And that's what happens. We get a ruddy, straight, 6-man tag team match. That is, until all the frustrations and intensity building up over the last few weeks finally hits boiling point and everything descends into chaos. With all 6 men in the ring and the ref failing to regain control, the heels find themselves on the back foot. Tama Tonga gets RKO'd, Tonga Loa gets stunned, and Cody locks in the crossroads on Solo to get this one and done.
Oh.
But before Cody can hit the move, we hear a voice bellow throughout the arena, and it pops up on the trong, and it's Jacob Fatu, and he goes, Cody! Or something. I can't do like a good imposing voice.
Okay.
And he's
hello,
Cody. We see on the Tron that it's Jacob Fatu. He's backstage and he laughs maniacally before the camera pans down to reveal the Samoan werewolf holding a bloodied and unconscious Jey Uso by his hair. And he just says, by orders of the tribal chief, says Jacob before smearing the blood of Jey Uso across his body and leaving the scene. Cody, being the righteous American man that he is, loosens his grip on Solo and darts towards the ropes in an effort to seemingly get backstage to help his friend. Randy, though, actually stops the WWE champion by grabbing his arm, trying to make the very valid case that they're currently in the middle of a match right now and almost have this thing won. Cody also tries to make the plea with Randy. Jay's his friend after all, and whilst nothing necessarily happens between Cody and Randy, tensions do run high and the referee tries to step in and come on, get away from each other, all right? You've got a match to focus on. This is enough of a distraction, though, for Jacob. He enters through the crowd. He super kicks Kevin on the outside to take him out. The recovered Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa grab Orton by the legs. They pull him out of the ring and toss him into the barricade. And this causes yet another distraction for the ref that allows Jacob to brutally clock Cody with the WWE title as the champ guns for the Samoan werewolf before stumbling back into not one, but 3 Samoan spikes from Solo Sikoa for the win.
Jesus Christ.
Solo Sikoa pins the WWE champion Cody Rhodes. After the match, the new bloodline just decimates the baby faces, leaves them in a bloody heap in the middle of the canvas, and they don't stop there, though. The team places all 3 men on the announce table, looking for Fatu to hit that vicious splash he used on Cody last week. And as the Enforcer climbs the turnbuckle, however, we hear the classic Uso music hit. But which Uso could it be, everybody? Who could it be?
Well,
It's Jay, right?
Wait, what? No, because he's just been absolutely... But yeah.
It's a returning Jimmy Uso,
Yeah.
back as a babyface, brandishing a kendo stick. He hits the ring. It takes out Tama and Tonga. Because now the last name and the first name are the same.
Yeah.
To a huge pop, while Solo and Jacob, they just slink up the ramp and they're smiling because guess what? They just pinned Cody Rhodes. Oh my goodness gracious.
Huh. Now there's a lot going on here.
So Jimmy coming back, I think, as you were saying before, everybody was against Jey Uso coming over to Raw because of everything that had happened. This, I guess, now is like Jimmy trying to go on his redemption arc to try and win the favor of everybody else again, building up to what I assume would be the big return of Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
I was when you were building this up, like the faces are in trouble, and I thought this was going to be Roman coming out, but you've subverted my expectations.
Yeah, to get that slow growth of things. So then we finally get the Usos back together, and then Roman's like, "Hello, I'm here as well."
I really like. I like the bold decision of Solo pinning Cody, which is crazy. But I think it might be what actually happens if they want.
If they're gonna do it at
are they meant to be
SummerSlam?
setting up Solo versus Cody at SummerSlam?
SummerSlam, yeah.
Randy versus Cody. Oh,
Solo versus Cody at SummerSlam is what's been said, at least anyway.
Then I think that might be what actually does happen, which would be bold,
Very bold,
very bold indeed. But and I like the Jimmy stuff. But maybe if that was like on Raw the next night or something. Oh no, wait, SmackDown. Oh.
Yeah, SmackDown.
So sorry, I'm
baby.
so sorry.
Baby.
Well, on the next SmackDown then.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's enough positives for being yes from me.
Thank you. I'll take it.
It's too soon for me, Andrew.
Too soon.
For the first time, I was moved by this new bloodline when they whizzle-wazzle Paul Heyman on SmackDown. That was the first time I've been moved by anything they've done in this new incarnation of the bloodline.
I agree,
So I want a bit more of them being bastards before we have the baby faces start to fight back. So just because it's a bit too soon, I like the idea.
Oh, yeah.
Just the timing's a bit off.
I get that.
You know. Just being honest.
Fam. I get it.
Word.
Yo.
Yeah. Right, my second pitch. I'd like to see the return of a seldom used trope, which is someone winning Money in the Bank and then announcing the cash in ahead of time like Rob Van Dam, choosing a show and location advantageous to themselves. That's why I think the women's Money in the Bank should be won not by Tiffany, who I think probably should win in a non-pitchers world, not by Chelsea Green, which Fraser has assured me will be better than Tiffany winning, which I disagree with, but whatever.
Oh, I think Chelsea will be better than
think
Tiffany's
Chelsea-
right.
Why is
better
everyone
than-
telling me this?
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, I've just had a Tiffany epiphany,
Oh.
and you're all wrong. Because I don't see Chelsea winning the belt. That's why. But I see Tiffany
I mean, she
winning.
doesn't have to win it.
True,
does she?
very true.
She can just be, yeah.
But in this pitch, it's Io Sky with WWE's Tour of Japan just around the corner. I had to Google. The Tour of Japan is 3 shows, the last of which is on a Saturday and is in Tokyo, in Sumo Hall, I believe. That's where I think it's Sumo Hall, the Ryogoku Gokugan.
Yeah, I think so.
Sumo Hall. So that's where Io should cash in, announcing it ahead of time. WWE can go all out with the promotion, even airing it as a special match on the network, or as Matthew calls Peacock, the cock.
Yeah.
Still does, yeah, he calls it the cock, yeah. Or maybe even on YouTube, and I've put,
Like the Beast in the East, pal. Do you remember that?
yeah.
Beast in the East.
Well-
Finn Balor taking on Kevin Owens.
And Lesnar just squashed Kofi one
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Anyway, Io wins in Japan, the title match, beating Liv Morgan, who I don't think needs the belt for when Rhea comes back. Like Drew versus Punk, that feud would do fine on its own without a belt. Io celebrates with her damaged Catal stablemates, as Matthew calls them, before taking them both out with the belt. Because they've been crap recently. She's like, use a crap use. She laughs maniacally and staggers around the ring in that Io Sky way. Who can possibly topple... Why did I write this sentence? Who can possibly topple this menace from the summit of the Raw Women's Division? Then an unfamiliar bit of theme music hits, and here comes WWE's latest debut, Julia. She and Io have a stare down, and that's your next big feud.
You saucy boy, because there is a little bit in there.
I think that Julia doesn't... I think she could be enough, especially debuting in Japan, the reaction would probably be big. I don't think she needs to go through NXT. I think she can just...
Yeah.
Why would you want to skip the big time?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Why would she want to skip the big time? I thought you were setting up there for a Dakota Kai match against Io Sky.
That would also work.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a little groundswell happening online, at least with Dakota Kai, basically crying and asking for a chance on Twitch over the weekend there, and then losing to Zoe Stark, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
In the triple threat match on Raw. So I'll give it a yes, but
I give it a yes. There was one little thing that you said in there that I disagree with slightly, and that's that Liv and Rhea doesn't need the belt, and I think it does just for the revenge show stuff. Like she's just taken everything from Rhea.
Yeah.
And I do think it needs the belt just for that.
Yeah,
but you know, maybe Io
good point.
can cash in on Rhea or whatever.
You
If Rhea's back before then, and then.
You don't disagree with Julia not needing NXT? That's
Oh, sorry. Well, no, not really. To be honest.
Yeah, we need Julia as the new foreign exchange student in Chase U.
Yeah. But Julia and Io would be amazing. And I think you're right. I think it'd be really cool if WWE did sort of like do this Japan tour and have like a focal point of it for a reason why it is like super big,
They've
like
not
a big
really
deal.
hyped it that much. I mean, I'm guessing they have in Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that'd be cool. So yeah, it's a yes from me.
Thank you. Ross, your final pitch, please. Is this a serious one or a silly?
It's serious, yeah. I don't do silly ones anymore.
Okay.
That's what the people want. They want the serious stuff. On Raw this week, we heard Damian Priest say with his own mouth that Money in the Bank, I really need you to stay out of this, man.
this is
I
gonna be
got to
similar
do
to
this
mine.
on my own. He said this to Finn Balor, and Finn Balor replied, yep. He was clearly fed up of being the lackey and Priest not wanting the JD lads to help him out like one big happy gothy family would do. So during the match, I've gone down the pervert route right at the end. So I doubt yours is similar. I've got a big Andy perv.
Wait,
pitch.
no, I'm not.
Pervy pitches with Andy.
I don't understand why this is a thing now. It's just one hand lick, and but she does it anyway.
Eyes were met.
Yeah.
You said earlier that AJ Lee weed on Drew McIntyre.
No, I didn't.
I mean,
that came out a bit wrong.
The camera.
If your mind went there, that's not my problem. It was clearly the dog. Anyway, so during the match between Priest and Rollins, we get to the point where Dominic Mysterio comes down to the ring, and of course, he's shortly followed by Liv Morgan, who stands near him and calls him daddy and the like. What's going on, says Michael Cole. Priest told the lads to stay backstage because he wanted to defend the title on his own. He's lost control, has the big lad. What a mess he's found himself in, guys. More disobedience occurs when Finn Balor walks down to the ring with Carlito because Finn's seen Dirty Dom out there, so why can't Finn be out there too? Finn stays on one side of the ringside area, Dom's on the other with Liv not too far away from him. Carlito is milling around everybody, trying to chat up Liv Morgan in particular because he thinks she's cool based on what he's seen over the last few weeks. As always, Dom is trying to get involved in the match, but to no avail. But crucially, the chance arises for Finn to get involved on a couple of occasions, but he's like, no, Damien, look, I'm here, but I'm not getting involved. I'm not doing the Irish accent today.
Okay.
Aww.
I'm not getting involved. I just want the
Come on!
I just want the best seat in the house, says Finn Balor to his friend and mentor, Damian Priest.
And mentor.
We get to the point of the match where Dom is on the apron, and because of that, the referee goes over to see him, to deal with him. A spot we've seen millions of times in the professional wrestling before. Behind the ref's back, with Seth Rollins tired in the other corner behind the referee, Liv Morgan does what she did to R-Truth a couple of weeks back in that tag team match on Raw, and she drops Seth's neck on the top rope before she drops down to the floor going, ha ha, got you. Sounding like Seth Rollins for some reason.
Liv's laugh. Oh, I can't do it. Yeah.
It is like that. Priest.
Why does she sound like she's...
You have a go.
I can't do it.
She does. She like, projects it out of it.
Just not accurate.
What was that? I'm
Not
so
accurate.
sorry.
Oh my god.
Sounds like a little plant boy off Harry Potter.
The mandrake.
Oh yeah.
or
The screaming
Was that
children.
what they
Yeah.
were called? Is it called mandrakes? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He got done by that rapper recently, didn't he? The
Yeah, they don't like
Anyway,
us.
Priest sees Liv Morgan do that, and he's like, right, that's it. And he goes out the ring and he says, oh man, Liv Morgan, you little weasel. Go back there, backstage, and take these lads with you. I've told you I want to do this on my own. As Priest is admonishing this verbal tirade, I've gone down your route here, in Liv Morgan's direction, Finn Balor steps in between Liv and Priest and looks all tough and manly because he doesn't think he can speak to someone as cool as Liv like that. All of a sudden, bosh. Finn Balor kicks Priest in the winky and rolls him back into the ring where Rollins is waiting for a stomp, and it's a 1, 2, 3. New champion. Finn is laughing now on the outside, and Dom and Carlito Dom and Carlito are all confused, but through a little bit of chitter-chatter, Finn convinces the lads and Liv to get back into the ring to lay a beat down on Priest because he's no longer a part of the JD by not winning this match, so therefore they no longer care about him. Liv Morgan then goes under the ring, and I've gone a bit weird here. She whaps out a little thorny crown and points at the Titantron at the top of the rampway there, with the word Prince that appears during Finn Balor's theme entrance, changing to King. New leader of the Judgment Day, in brackets, appears on the Tron as well. Liv crowns Finn with this little thorny crown because of symbolism. The master plan, says Finn to Liv, who is now laughing, but whose eyes, here we go, Andrew, but whose eyes also appear to be full of love and maybe a little bit of lust at this stage. Finn and Liv shoot-kiss each other. Shoot-kiss each other. And everyone's arses drop out of their trousers and onto the floor. Finn Balor is the new leader of the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan, who has been in rooms alone with Finn on multiple occasions over the last few weeks, she's also in on the plan. It works for everybody. Liv Morgan has now got the lads in disarray. That Rhea Ripley's group of boys, they're all over the shop. Benefits Finn because he's now the leader and not the lackey in the Judgment Day. And Dom and Carlito are all kinds of A1. They're caught in the middle.
What a tune as well. Yeah, it's a great song.
There, I've gone for a little swerve, well, a fairly big swerve with Finn Balor. But we don't know what is Liv just whizzle-wazzling all the lads with her seduction.
Do you know what I like? I'm giving it a yes, by the way. It's similar to mine. Mine goes off in a different direction, but it's a yes.
Thank God for that,
like
for the sake of the video.
I know, Christ. So Finn, I think now as well, you've carried on you've had a big swerve, but also in true Triple H fashion, you now already sowed the seeds for the next thing, which could be Dom being jealous that lives with Finn. Like when they're necking on, what if he's in the background like, but really though. Yeah.
He wants a bit of a hanky-panky, so to speak.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Triple threat live sex celebration.
Wait. No.
Finn and Dom and Liv in one bed at the same time.
And then they're all taking a breather. And this is what Brooks on. Oh
my God.
It's a yes from me.
And she breaks up through the bed and she drags them all to hell.
You're not helping yourself.
No, I'm certainly not. It's a yes from it's a yes from me as well. Similar to what Jack said there, I think that could then lead into something interesting with Dom being jealous that he's not got this attention anymore and whatever. Plus, I guess it also just lends into Liv then just trying to tear the Judgment Day apart. Regardless, anyway, because I mean, the Judgment Day. A lot of people saw the Judgment Day as Rhea Ripley's thing. It was Rhea Ripley's stable. Her, she was the leader of it or whatever when she was there, and just to like pick it all apart, tear it all down. I think is a good way. A good way to do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Andrew,
last one.
Did the NWO
You did.
point for you there?
It's sort of in a similar
I think you mean the EWO, those cool boys.
Those cool cats, sort of in a similar vein to yours. Your second one, Jack.
Yeah.
Where you'd like to see Io Sky win, I would indeed like to side with Fraser on this one and say that I'd like to see Chelsea Green win the Money in the Bank briefcase this year. I think the whiny heel Chelsea Green, who possesses the ability to cash in for a title shot whenever she wants, would be perfect for a character.
Yeah, of course.
It would be so good, and it make for some really good TV moments as well. She can do the whole, constantly be foiled by her attempts to cash in, gets into altercations with Nick Aldis or Adam Pearce, depending on where she pops up, and wanting them to dole out punishments to those that scupper her plans. I think it'd be really fun as well to see her get so frustrated with how management are treating her that she actually rocks up in TNA with the briefcase.
She's been there before.
Yeah, and she said she wants another shot at the belt.
She was that mad bride.
She
Hot
was.
Mess, I believe.
Yeah,
she went
Laura
high.
Ness,
Laura
yes.
Van Ness, yeah.
And yeah, she rocks up in TNA, tries to cash in on the Knockouts champion, but she's foiled there as well. But I guess like the big thing maybe coming out of it, I'd like to see would be the opportunity to develop the dynamic and relationship between Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. So Chelsea could constantly send in Piper to soften up the competition ready for Chelsea's cash-in, but ultimately the competition, I said assuming Bayley in this scenario for the heel babyface dynamic, finally getting to Piper to see some sense. Bayley could even reference back to the match at Clash at the Castle and say that she saw the hunger and fire in Niven's eyes, and it kind of like starts to bring Piper Niven round a little bit more. She sort of realizes what's going on. And Bayley just says, she deserves one day to hold that title and be a rightful champion. And Piper does sort of naturally, cleanly work her way up to getting a huge title opportunity. And she goes for the title. And then when Niven seems to have it all won with the crowd behind her, the betrayal is in Chelsea swooping in at the last minute to snatch it all away from her. I think it would just be a nice, fun thing to see all play out on television.
Despite the world being against me and my Tiffany pick, I have to admit that sounds very good.
Tiffany's a good shout as well.
That might be my favourite pitch of yours on this video.
Oh, thank you.
It's very good.
Thank you very much.
It's very, very tidy, very neat. It all makes sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
not like the rest of them.
No, they did as well. It makes the most sense.
Thank you.
I concur with the sentiments of Jack over there.
Yeah, thank you.
I want Chelsea. Chelsea's my pick to win.
She's my pick.
I
as
do
well.
think Tiffany Stratton's the favourite to win the actual
I
match.
think
If I had the pencil,
I think just Tiffany's that good though as well. Not that I'm saying Chelsea's not, but I think Tiffany will be fine without
Okay.
it.
She's in a strong enough position where she can be booked to win matches to get
Yeah,
to a title
yeah.
shot, whereas Chelsea's more of a silly goose.
Yeah, she's a silly
okay,
goose, isn't she? Yeah.
Okay. My last one is also Priest versus Rollins related. Damian Priest. Why did I write this? Damian Priest is a big naughty boy. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Oh.
Don't know what that means. I just wrote it. Priest and Seth's title match is very back and forth. Priest hits the South of Heaven. 1-2. Seth Rollins kicks out. Jesus. Priest sets up for a second South of Heaven, but Seth slips out the back. Kick to the gut. He hits the ropes. Stomp. Priest tries to, Gunter tries to roll out the ring. He tries to roll out the ring, but he's too dazed. Seth grabs him. 1-2. Priest stretches out one of his long legs and just gets the bottom rope in time. Both men are down and the crowd go, "This is awesome. Jack's pitch is the best. This is awesome. Jack's pitch is the best." They slowly get back to their feet and charge, but the ref gets sandwiched in the middle and goes down.
oh no.
The Judgment Day rush to ringside. Finn, Dom, JD, and Carlito. I've left Liv out of this one just because I didn't know what to do with her, and unlike Ross's one, she doesn't have a central role, so just save her for the rear return or whatever. Finn, Dom, JD, and Carlito, but Priest immediately leans over the ropes and urges them not to get in. He doesn't want to retain the belt that way. He wants to prove he can do this on his own, like in Ross's one. The Judgment Day look worried, but they do what he says. Priest turns back to the ring, kick to the gut, pedigree from Seth, but the ref isn't up yet, so Seth, instead of making a cover, waits for Priest to get to his hands and knees, measuring him for a final stomp. Priest slowly and inadvertently gets into position for the stomp, and Seth prepares to charge, but now the Judgment Day members rush into the ring, and they stand in a line between Priest and Seth. Seth says, "Of course." Like he knew this was... He knew this was going to happen, of course. Priest staggers to his feet, and he's looking wobbly. And then Finn Balor flies backwards with a Pele kick to take Priest out, because I think he did that in NXT.
Yeah, to
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, yeah. Cole on one
Cole
side
was there,
together, weren't
yeah.
they? And then he did it and knocked him out.
Remember that was the scene that made me purchase some Air Force Ones, and then I got told I was
Really?
I was an idiot, yeah, for wearing. I don't know.
Well, Balor can wear them.
They were a meme shoe, yeah.
Why are they
I don't know. But I think Balor had the high top version, but I can't wear high tops.
Like Reebok Classics, like that meme, like a meme shoe.
Yeah,
You
a
don't
meme.
wear high tops. Why can't you wear high tops?
I can't wear high tops.
Why not?
I'm 31 years old.
Bit
Sam
late,
wears
wasn't
high
it?
tops.
Sam's cool. I just wanted a sturdy leather shoes for those winter mornings in Newcastle, you know.
Hey.
Oh,
Where was that?
Where are we?
Yeah. The Pele kick. Everyone is stunned. And then the Judgment Day put the boots to their own leader. Oh no. Balor grabs Priest by the hair and says, "You're looking at the new head of the Judgment Day." He drops Priest and goes up for the coup de grace. But Seth Rollins has gone outside the ring in the meantime and whacks him in the back with a chair. Balor topples down off the top rope as Rollins chases the rest of the Judgment Day off with this chair. He turns back now and sees the referees finally getting to his feet. He measures Priest for the stomp and runs. Priest cradles him. 1, 2, 3. He's done it! I swear you will never see anything like this ever again.
Ever?
It's a football thing.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Seth is heartbroken, but they shake hands while the Judgment Day are seething on the ramp. So I've gone a slightly different path there.
That's bloody good.
And Seth can't challenge for the belt now as long as Priest is the champion. I think that was
bloody good.
Thanks.
You've robbed yourself of Seth Rollins versus Gunter.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's bloody good. I like that a lot because I have a feeling something similar to that might happen where the Judgment Day are going to get involved to seemingly try and cost Damien, but Damien ends up winning anyway. And then we've got the whole sort of dynamic of, why did you do that?
Well, you know what?
Why?
Until this very moment, I've just thought it was a lock that Priest's going to win. But since Ross said that there, because
I guess
Seth
what does
versus
Seth do then?
I think Seth versus Gunter is a more tantalizing matchup than Priest versus Gunter.
Well, the thing is, I think you might be right because I think it could be Damien and Finn at SummerSlam and then Seth and Gunter at SummerSlam.
Yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen.
Queen's
Otherwise,
at
what
the
does
table.
Seth do at SummerSlam then?
Has a rest. Just give him a rest.
He's only just come back.
He's not had
His
much
leg
of a
nearly
rest.
fell off a few months ago.
Be right. He's back now.
Yeah, who could he wrestle? Yeah.
I mean, him and Finn.
Balor,
maybe,
maybe.
But I like it though,
Cheers.
I really do genuinely like the idea of what if they try and cost him, but then he ends up returning anyway. Therefore, he's still in the Judgment Day technically.
I don't think they'd end Priest reign yet.
I don't think they will. I think he'll go on to SummerSlam.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
For sure, eh? For sure.
I said, well, I don't mean for sure. It's just one of them sayings, you know.
Fair enough, yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll give it a I know it's opposite to mine in terms of who won the match, but I'm worried for Priest if he loses. Where is he? 'Cause
Yeah.
The JD are heels. He's a heel, but he's not really getting those. You know, when a heel gets like a baby face, like, oh, you're cool, you.
He's getting it in storyline. They're making him more valiant, but he's not really getting. Yeah.
I'll be worried about the fan investment in baby face Damian Priest at this stage.
Whereas if he gets another month or so, and then he can, if he gets screwed by the Judgment Day, that might give him the fire.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Burn, ready to ignite.
Yeah, fire. But this is my fight. Right, well, those were 9 pitches for WWE Money in the Bank. Ching ching, cut the cheddar.
Oh, no.
Okay. He's going to AEW, of course.
Oh, God.
Thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you thought of the pitches, and why not write your own pitches in that comments section down below. We've got loads of content coming along for Money in the Bank this weekend. We've got predictions.
Yeah,
We've got
predictions will be coming out
pictures.
tomorrow.
I just ripped a thread off
With
my
John's-
t-shirt.
So pictures will be out tonight if you're
God,
watching
even
this
the punk
this evening.
t-shirts are a bit frail.
He's got it.
This was a knockoff, but yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bought it. Like, I had to order it really quickly in time for Clash at the Castle in case Punk won. And then I could unzip my, and then,
Get what you mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, pictures
And then
tonight.
I look on the.
Go
All
on,
right.
eh?
What did you say?
What? Go on.
I started to say something. He went, "Oh, go on, man."
Go on, then.
You make us sit
Go
here
on,
for 20
man.
minutes every pitch.
Go on, then.
Then I in Clash at the Castle when my heroes ran out.
Yeah.
Phil, I look up at the screen and he's found 3 other lads with Punk shirts celebrating with them in the front row. I should have been knocking kids out the way. Phil! I love you! Aye, prediction.
The print just like melted because it's all knock on full.
It's quite punk rock though to go
It
with.
is,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Predictions, you say?
Yes. I didn't mean to go. Oh god.
No, you very much did. It's all right.
So pictures is out now because you're watching it.
Oh, predictions, sorry, yes.
Predictions out tomorrow. Live stream with me and Adam on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/cultaholic/live. It's not a European time this time. It's an American. Well, it's Canadian, I guess, isn't it? Canadian
Toronto,
time.
yeah. I'll be doing What Happened At.
And I'll be doing WTF on Sunday.
Fantastic.
And then Sunday night, I'll be live again for Heatwave, the real main event of the weekend.
Oh, baby.
Where we will see Joe Hendry rock up, I do believe.
And I assume that's twitch.tv/Cultaholic.
I think it's on the Jobs.
Oh,
I think,
no, on the news today with Tom, I plugged it as if it was on YouTube.
You
Twitch.
did what? I think it's on YouTube.
All right.
I'm not too sure, though.
Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jack, this has been Andrew, this has been Ross. Thank you to Joel behind the camera as well. And thank you all very much for watching. Indeed, this has been 9 Pitches, and we'll see you very soon. No, and then life's a
Life's a
pitch, and then you die.